Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Wednesday edition of Inside the 20 with myself and Cole Pinkston. Cole sitting in for Keith Niebuhr this week. Why? Because we have a special guest, and we will get to him in just a moment. Before we get to him, I wanted to say to all those people looking for a new or used vehicle, I've got just the guy for you to call. Caleb Schofield with Mike Patton Auto in LaGrange, Georgia. 334-531-0996. Give Caleb a call if you're looking for a new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Honda. If you're looking for a used car, he's got a diverse selection, a huge lot, fantastic selection, and all those used cars have to pass a multi-point inspection before they even put them on the lot. Then they back those used cars with a free 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty, and then all those new vehicles come with a free lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited mileage. Cole, if you're not looking for a new car, but you know somebody who is, send them to Caleb. He'll send you $300. Can't beat it, man. Caleb Schofield with Mike Patton Auto in LaGrange, Georgia, 334-531-0996. Without further ado, Cole Pinkston, let's get to our special guest, Mr. Four-star quarterback commitment, Walker White.
Yes, sir. What's up, y'all?
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Walker. I see you are gracing the halls of the palace.
I am. And people watching probably won't know exactly what that means, but I'm in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
Oh, nice flex. Walker, we won't keep you long, man. We know you're off this week enjoying vacation with the family. We appreciate you joining us for sure, man. Enjoyed meeting you finally in person last Friday, and you and your dad, man. Your dad's a cool dude. Really like him. Let's talk first about Friday, Walker. How did it go?
Yeah, it was awesome. Most people would think that on that visit I didn't really have a whole lot of fun because I was recruiting and whatnot, but like at the end of the day, like that stuff is fun to me. Like I had a lot of fun getting to meet Daniel and KJ and Malachi and Khalil, like all those guys, and Chance, like all those guys I got to talk to. It was just so much fun creating those fun relationships, and honestly getting to see Auburn and the coaches, the football team kind of interact with each other, because that was the first time I had seen that. And kind of see everything come to life and be put to use. And so that was really fun for me. And I had a lot of fun kind of just sitting behind Coach Freeze and watching Coach Montgomery signal, and just seeing everything kind of like click together was so much fun, and learning a little bit of what I would get to do when I got there. So it was a lot of fun just seeing everyone, seeing the coaches again, and creating those relationships.
Walker, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was your first visit since committing.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to say that, man, you almost ruined a good Friday morning hunt for me. I was sitting in a tree stand Friday morning, and let me say, a lot of folks were thinking Clemson, and I was there for a while.
Yeah, I was as well.
And about, I would say maybe a day, 24 hours before this is when started getting some word that maybe Auburn was in it more than I thought.
Yeah, right.
When did you know it was going to be Auburn? And that's a big deal, Walker. Picking a quarterback, picking Auburn over Clemson is a big deal for Auburn fans.
Yeah.
When did you know?
The day I visited Clemson. So it's kind of a cool story. So I visited Auburn, and then I went on to visit Baylor and Arkansas, and then Clemson after that. I was going to visit Alabama, but that ended up not working out. But at the end of the day, like I went to Clemson, and it was a great visit. I had a lot of fun, and really, like, Clemson couldn't have done anything better. Like, I had a great time. My family loved it. But at the end of the day, my heart was on Auburn, and my brain was kind of scattered because I was thinking a lot. I had so much running through my head, and so I really didn't know what to think. And so I went out of my hotel room with my parents, and I went down at like 1 a.m. in the morning. I went down to the lobby and just started to journal because I journal. And so I was just trying to gather my thoughts. And then I get a call from my brother at like 1:30 a.m. And my brother Zach, and he was kind of just helping me guide my thoughts in a sense. He was just asking me like what I think, and why I think certain things. But at the end of the day, like Zach was the reason like I got my mindset on Auburn that night, because like he helped me guide my thoughts and what I like, what my heart was truly wanting. And at the end of the day, to not care what anyone else will think about it, because there would be a lot of people that would be upset if I didn't go to Auburn. There'd be a lot of people upset if I didn't go to Clemson. So there was just a lot going on in my mind. But my heart was just really set on Auburn after that one visit. And all it took was one visit. And it was when I was at Auburn, it was cloudy and rainy, and it was still a great visit. It was awesome. And so when I knew that it was Auburn, my mind and my heart was just at total peace, which is something I had prayed for over and over. I was like, I was just talking to the Lord, like, at the end of the day, like, I want peace with my decision. Wherever you're leading me, like, that's where I want to go. And Auburn felt like that was the place. And so I followed that. And now I'm at 100% peace. And just the other day when I left Friday, my brother, who was there with me, and one of my role models and my youth group leaders, Tanner, they both got in the car and turned to me and said, Walker, you couldn't have picked a better place.
Wow.
So, Walker, obviously that first visit to Auburn was huge, and you're talking about this last visit you just took. I want to know, though, you're in a different role now when you go there. You're a commit, but you're also somebody that's trying to get others to join you there. Well, I want to know, what did it look like to you to watch Hugh Freeze, to watch Philip Montgomery, to watch all those guys recruit the guys that are trying to decide on a school?
Yeah, so it was cool because first, like, there was a bunch of alumni there, and so that was there was like a lot of energy, and just it was a lot of fun in that indoor because it was raining. So they had practiced in the indoor, and there was some huge recruits like Daniel Calhoun, Jamison Riggs, Malachi Tolliver, Khalil, Chance Robinson, like all those guys were there. And I take this, like most people, I mean, I wouldn't say most, but there's a lot of recruits that are committed, and they'll go to the school whenever they graduate. But I kind of wanted to take this time and use that, like, from my position as a quarterback, to then go and kind of just create relationships and try to get some guys around you, because at the end of the day, you're only as good as the players around you. Yeah, coaching is huge, but I mean, you're going to need some really good athletes and some great guys around you. And so for me, like, how you do that is by creating relationships and letting people get to know you, and kind of just share like who you are with them. And but for the second part of your question, getting to watch Coach Freeze and Coach Montgomery was so cool, because on my first visit, I got to watch them like collaborate and like still, because they were fairly new to each other, and so still are. But on my first visit, I got to, when we were talking ball, I got to see them collaborate together and kind of see both of their minds work at the same time, and which was really cool. And so getting to see that put together was really cool. And kind of just see the intensity and the upbeatness of the practice was really cool. It fired me up just watching, because like picturing myself like doing this like all the time, just I love it so much. But it was really cool. Coach Freeze would come up to me like during certain parts of the practice while the quarterbacks were doing some drill, and he would be like, okay, so you see we're doing this and we're keying on the safety. Like, he would just start teaching me, which was really cool. And I think, it was just a really cool experience, and we would work really well together.
Walker, what was your connection to Auburn? Like, Auburn wasn't in the picture for you in November.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that wasn't even an option for you, right?
Correct.
What was the connection there? Was it Coach Montgomery? Was it Hugh Freeze? Did you have previous relationships with anybody? Like, where did Auburn come from for you?
Yeah. So, like you said, November, there was not even a mention of Auburn. I didn't even think about Auburn. The only reason I ever like had a thought about Auburn is because of one of my youth group leaders. They are diehard Auburn fans, and they were so mad because like I didn't have a scholarship to Auburn or whatever. They weren't paying attention to me, whatever. And so it was just funny, kind of like always screwing with them about Auburn. But you're right, like there was nothing there. And somewhere around November, Coach Stone, actually, Jesse Stone, who's a senior analyst, works with the quarterbacks at Auburn. My quarterback coach at my school coached Coach Stone. He was the first quarterback for him to coach, right? And so from there, Coach Stone went on to be like a GA at Arkansas, and then he went to work at Georgia, and then he went to work with Dan Enos at Miami, and then Liberty, and he's been to so many places. And so when Coach Stone, I guess, heard that their staff might get the Auburn job, he texted my quarterback coach and was like, make sure like Walker doesn't do anything because like we might get the Auburn job. We don't know yet. And so from there, my mind was like, okay, well, I've heard all these things about Coach Freeze. Like that would be really cool if he got the Auburn job. And when he did get the Auburn job, that was like Auburn automatically piqued my interest. And then one morning when I woke up, I had a tweet sent to me from my dad. And it was a tweet saying that Coach Montgomery had just been hired as the offensive coordinator. Well, my second offer was Tulsa, and I got the offer at a mega camp at Oklahoma. So Coach Montgomery and Coach Trahan offered me there, and they loved me, and I loved them. Like I had seen them multiple times the next summer or that same summer. I went on a visit to Tulsa. Like I loved them. I love that they're great Christian people, great morals, smart guys. Obviously, Coach Montgomery was the offensive coordinator for RG3, so that's pretty cool. But when I saw that tweet that he was hired as the OC, my dad had a little, like he always likes to be sarcastic, but he always has told me not to burn any bridges with any coaches because you never know where they will end up. And so he sent me that tweet and said, see, I told you, never burn any bridges. So that was really cool. And I can't remember if it was like the next day or like 2 days from that, or if it was the same day. I really can't remember. But I got a call from Coach Montgomery saying, hey, you're my first 24 call. I want to offer you a scholarship to be our quarterback. Coach Freeze loves you. Everyone up here loves you. We need to get you on a visit in January. And then it just went from there.
Wow.
Sir.
Cole?
Oh, okay. Well, Walker, let me jump back in here. I got one more for you, man. I'm curious. You know, we've heard several recruits now, including yourself, talk about Hugh Freeze's vision for the program. And look, Hugh Freeze is still new to us. I mean, I know he's new to fans as well. He's new. We don't know exactly what his vision is yet. We're hearing a lot about it, but still learning. So what do you know about his vision so far? What have you learned about it for Auburn?
Yeah, so I know that the staff he's put together, everywhere they've been, they've had success, whether it's been Coach Freeze, like he's made every program he's been at successful. Coach Austin, who's worked with hundreds of quarterbacks from the Canadian League, NFL to now college. He has every quarterback he's worked with, he's never had an unsuccessful quarterback. And Coach Stone, like, has so much, he has so much experience and knowledge about the game, along with Coach Montgomery. Like, they're like the offensive minds and quarterback minds on that staff is crazy. And I think he did that on purpose. He wanted to have a staff that can develop a quarterback and use that, no matter what offense he's wanting to run with it, but use that to win a national championship. But he's told us talking about the 24s, that we are his second recruiting class, or really kind of second.
Yeah.
And he said we are the same recruiting class that made his time at Ole Miss successful. And he landed that class at Ole Miss, which gave him a lot of good athletes to then make a good jump from going like 0-7 in conference to then like winning 8 to 9 games. So that's kind of the vision he's instilled in us. Like, hey, if we can land this class, we can do something very special and then have chances of winning at least 10 games, or at least a national championship. And that is just so appealing to us because we want to be a part of something great, and the opportunity at Auburn that he has shown us and that I've kind of understood really quickly is that we can go in there and make a difference quick.
We have heard, he actually told us on the show a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a month ago, but the 2024 class is going to be his most important at Auburn. This is kind of the foundation. I mean, he had 2 weeks to put together his 2023 class, a couple of weeks after Christmas to add some transfers, but this 2024 classes, and he's still kind of behind because of these relationships that other schools have been forming with 2024s for the past year. He's just kind of now getting in the boat with them. But 2024 class, Walker, you've mentioned about, it's well documented how you're working on some of these guys for Auburn. We heard Daniel Calhoun talk about you spending the time with him, and he even got to meet your dad this past Friday. And just for our listeners, Walker, we'll go over some of the guys, 5 or 6 guys that you're constantly building relationships with, working on to get to join you. Who's in his offensive line, like number one priority for you? Is it wide receivers? Is it best overall? Does it matter?
It's really all. I think there's a huge emphasis on O-line and receivers. I mean, it's kind of all of them. I like you said, I've been working with Daniel Calhoun, Casey Poe, Jameson Rick, Khalil, all those guys, and Malachi Tolliver, and that's kind of like the O-line aspect that I'm working on. And then like guys like Harry Thompson, Cameron Coleman, Mike Matthews, Naquavian Carr, Chance Robinson. I mean, those Nitro. I mean, all those guys like I want along with me. Parker Livingston. Like those are kind of the guys that I've like, okay, I see what we want, and then I'm gonna try to like create those relationships, see if we connect, whatever. But I mean, yeah, like that is very important. And like you said, Coach Freeze is a little behind on the 24. That's where I think like I can step up and kind of bring us back to level or above.
Last thing, Walker, then we'll let you hit back to the Vegas Strip. But Hugh Freeze, is he the right man for the job at Auburn?
100%. I mean, I've 100% trust in him, faith in what he can do. I think he's, like I said, he's put together an outstanding staff. His morals, his leadership. Like I got to see the team meeting, and he just works so well with the guys, and he speaks so well, and everyone loves him. Like you can tell the culture of the team is so high right now. Everyone loves everyone. And it's just so cool to see. But Coach Freeze, I think 100% will do great with whatever he has, and I'm just excited to build off of it.
Good stuff, Walker, man. We appreciate you. Really do, man. Thank you for taking your time to join us. I guess we'll see you back April the 8th.
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
All right, Walker. Hey, thanks again, man. We really appreciate it. Enjoy your time there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
thanks,
Walker.
so much.
You got it. 4-star quarterback from Little Rock Christian in Arkansas. He is a top 110 overall player in the On3 industry ranking. He is the leader of this 2024 class, he's been very proactive on the recruiting trail. It's been written about many a times by myself and Cole. But we will we'll see him again in April for the A-Day game. Cole, be safe on your travels, big dog.
Yes, sir. Going to Auburn Pro Day, baby.
Cole will be back with us on Friday, our Thursday night with Jay Head and Keith. We'll have a big in-depth recruiting show. Y'all make sure to join us for that. If you haven't liked or subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so, man. I don't know what it does, but it does help us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit those notifications. Get all the videos uploaded. I think we're doing daily videos, multiple videos daily now, and we sure do appreciate everybody, man. One more time, Caleb Schofield in LaGrange, Georgia, man. Y'all need a new car. Give old boy a call, 334-531-0996. Good Auburn man. Keep it in the family. Appreciate everybody listening. Appreciate everybody watching. For Cole, for Zach in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee, man. Y'all set that left lane. See ya.